Welcome to the Spro family of crankbaits, the Little Johns and the Fat John. My name is John Cruz, professional bass angler and designer of all these baits for the Spro Corporation. They are first class crankbaits. Well designed, gamakatsu hooks, perfectly made. So I'm going to walk you through the entire family of baits, starting with the Little John MD, and the deep diving Little John DD, as well as the Fat John, which I've got here. So I'm going to explain to you why I designed each bait the way I did and how to fish them. Come with me. So this is the original Little John right here. This was the first one that I designed for Spro. It is about a ½ ounce bait. It's a very slender, flat-sided crankbait. It's got the computer chip bill on it, so that thing is very rigid, very hard, won't break. You know, that's only seen in handmade crankbaits. It's not done in production crankbaits, and I don't know of any other production crankbaits that had a computer chip bill in it like this when we came out with ours. So it's also got a soft tungsten weight transfer system in it, so it's got a soft tungsten ball that rolls to the back when you cast, so it makes it cast super far. And then when it hits the water, it comes back into the running position up here in the throat so that the bait's balanced properly. And this bait has a real slow float, so you can reel it down and it floats real slow. And it'll run probably, I would say, 4 to 5 feet deep on 10 or 12 pound test. And that's what I fish with this bait the majority of the time. You can bump it up to 14 or even 17 if you need to around real heavy cover, but most of the time I'm fishing 10 and 12 pound tests. Very rarely do I go less than that. And these number 5 round bend gamakatsu sticky sharp treble hooks come on the bait, so you don't have to swap anything out. It comes packaged, ready to go, ready to fish. You can break it out, tie it on, throw it out there, and be ready to hold on. And this here is the spring crawl color. It's one of my favorite colors to throw in the early spring, even if the water's relatively clear. You just might have to fish it a little bit faster in that clear water, but it's absolutely one of my favorite springtime crankbait colors. And here's a little picture that'll show you why.
Uh-oh. Ooh, baby.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
God, these things like to fight, don't they?
They jump. Yeah, they can leap tall buildings with a single bound.
I think they're about 3 times bigger than they are, no matter how big they are.
Flop with that one.
That's right.
No, you got 2. You
There
got
he
another
is.
one?
Yep.
Another good one, too.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
Pulling the drag.
Look what a smallmouth, buddy, on that Little John Spro crankbait. This ain't tournament. Great fish, John. How does it feel?
Some good rockiness right there.
That's right.
There he is.
Good one? Yeah, big one.
Yeah.
Whoa, mama, look at this one.
God.
Look at this one. Goodness, what a fish. That water cruise missile. Woo. You gotta push a button on one like that. Now, you ain't gonna do that tournament flop again, huh?
Yeah,
all you gotta do is put your hand under his belly and he'll just paralyze. Boy, this is a big one here now, guys.
It's a real smallmouth right here.
That's right, sure is. Wow. That's one of them giant gorilla killers. Both of them said the gamakatsu's got him, you got him. All you do is pull him on up there. He's not going anywhere.
Look at that.
Man.
Now that's a beautiful fish right there.
That's right, baby. Look both those hooks on there got it. God, I told you. I told him when we came up here on this flat, I said, well, why not catch one?
But it's going to be a big one.
That's what I told him it was.
I believe we figured out the color.
Yeah, and that's the whole key to this deal today, is having that right color.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
I'd like to have 5 of those in the tournament, man.
Golly. That'd be beautiful.
20 pound string.
That's right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Got another one of them boys. Woo, mama.
Oh, man.
Come on, all pro, get him in there. Yeah.
Man, that's a good one right there, bud.
Well, he's not as big as that gorilla you caught, but he's a good one.
Oh.
Oh, but he come up there right here under this Phoenix boat and got it. I'm not gonna do that tournament flop. Come around, man. There you go. There you go. Come here, buddy. He's gonna run all the way back to the horn, man.
Taking you around the horn.
Then got my cat Susan got him though.
Oh yeah. Here's the Little John MD. This was the second bait we did. It's based on the exact same body size as the Little John, but it has a different bill. It has the line tie in the bill, and it's got a regular plastic lip, and it's a little bit bigger plastic lip. So this bait will run down to that 7 and even down to 9 feet when you fish it on lighter line. I fished this bait a lot of times on 8-pound test. 8 and maybe 10 if it's around heavier cover. I throw this bait a lot in the springtime, a lot around brush piles. I throw it even quite a bit in the fall. It's one of my favorite rip-wrap baits. A lot of applications for this bait. Comes with the same Sticky Shark number 5 Gamakatsu treble hooks on it. Don't have to swap anything out there. It's got the same soft tungsten weight transfer system as the Little John, but this bait has a much different action. As you'll see, the Little John has a pivoting action. This bait has more of a swimming action. Much different vibration in the water, and that vibration is what keys the fish in to eat that crankbait. So it's 2 different tools, the Little John and the Little John MD. This is the MD. Watch it underwater, it is awesome. Fish. 2 or 3 of them with him. See him with the other one with him there? It's a good transition bank. You can kind of see behind us we had a big bluff and big rocks. This is right where it broke off into some smaller rocks. It's a good place to get hooked. It's a good place to catch one right like that when you can find that kind of transition and change. There was actually 2 of them with him. That's a key thing to have those glasses so you can see the other one. Not a very big one. Let's see what we can do with another one right there. Lots of little bucks moving up here. This is the Little John MD that Spro has out that was actually designed by John Cruz. I really like the way this bait's wiggling through the water. It's definitely got some good action. You got a shallow running one, a medium running one, and a really deep one. This one here's one that's going about 6 to 8 feet deep. And it's starting to pick up some action with it. This is the Little John DD. I should call it the HD or something like that because this thing is heavy duty. This weighs about an ounce. It's a big, flat-sided, deep diving crankbait. And there is nothing on the market that runs like this bait. Got a completely unique action. And I'm telling you, I have caught a pile of fish on it. As you can see, it's quite a bit bigger than the baby DD. A lot bigger body size, shape, profile, very similar action. This is quite a bit heavier, harder thump than this one is, but a very similar vibration in the water. Great complements to each other. This bait has been absolutely spectacular for me. I caught almost every single fish in an Elite Series event at Gunnersville, finished third. A month later, we're at Kentucky Lake. I caught almost every one of my fish on this bait. Again, had another top 10. This bait, in the 2 years I've had it, I guarantee I've caught at least 1,000, probably a little more than 1,000 fish on this bait, and that's no exaggeration. It has been an absolute thumper. I mean, it absolutely kills them. As you can see, it's got a very unique bill shape to it. Comes with number 2 round bend Gamakatsu hooks on it. You don't have to change them out. You just have to make sure they stay sharp. It's got that soft tungsten weight transfer system in it, so this thing weighs an ounce. It's got that real slow float, just like all the Little John crankbaits have. That nice slow float, so when you reel it down there, you hit that brush pile or you hit that ledge where those fish are hanging out, you can stop it and let that thing slowly float back up. That is a very big key to this bait. Most of the other deep diving crankbaits on the market, they float up like a cork. I've never seen a bait fish float up backwards like a cork, ever. I see them just kind of wander around in a daze. That's exactly what this bait does. It's a very big key for catching a lot of fish, and as you'll see, it's got a really hard, really wild action, and it has been amazing to me. There have been a lot of other top 10, top 5, and wins on this bait across other tournament trails that I don't fish, don't have time to fish, wish I could fish, because I know this bite and this crankbait is catching them all over the country. Little John DD, this is the deep diver. Watch this.
Pretty good one too, feel like.
Oh yeah.
Look at this, boys. And Gamakatsu got him right on the top of the mouth.
That's a good fish right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a nice one right there, Charlie.
Yeah, it'll work right there. Now. Got it just where I can't get my finger in his mouth, and I respect those Gamakatsus too. There you go, got him.
Look at that.
That'll work. He is a chunker, Kentucky Lake largemouth.
You talk about healthy.
What about that, John?
Yes, sir.
Another one of them Kentucky Lakers.
There he is.
Really?
Yep. Feels like a good one.
Got shoulders on it now.
Feels like a good one right there, buddy.
It does.
Look at that. Look at that. 2 in 1 cast, baby.
Look at that. A double. One on each hook. Got him on that big Little John. Look at both sets of hooks in that one, John. That's what you're looking for right there, buddy. You need to look at this real close. Come here, buddy. He got him good. Yeah. Hey, that right there might have some shoulders.
Got a little wiggle to her.
That right there's a little better one. Caught the pole and the most. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir. That'll definitely hunt. That's what you call a mouthful.
I thought the pole was bending pretty good.
Yes, sir. This is the Fat John. This is the Spro Fat John. It is a square bill type of a crankbait. It's a fatter body, as you can see from the original. When you compare it, is a much thicker bait. About the same length, but much thicker. Weighs about 5/8 of an ounce. It's very buoyant. The original Little John series has a real slow float. This bait is real buoyant, runs about 3 feet or so, and it absolutely catches a ton of fish. I've had times where I've gotten it down to 4.5 feet when I drop down on line size, but most of the time I'm fishing it, I'm crashing it into logs, I'm crashing it into cover, I'm ripping it out of grass, I'm putting it in places where most people don't put a crankbait, and that's what this bait does well. Comes with the number 3 round bend treble hooks. I fish it a lot of times. I'm fishing it on 14 and 17 pound tests. I even go up to 20 pound tests when I want to keep it up a little bit higher, or I'm fishing it around real heavy cover. You know, that way when you hook those fish, you can just reel them in, just heave them right in the boat. You know, no playing them around the boat. We're just heaving these. This is a power crankbait, much different, very much a power crankbait right here. This Fat John. The bill angle is much steeper than the original Little John and much wider. You know, so that bait has a real hard thumping action. I mean, your rod tip is going to thump real hard with this bait, but the unique feature about this bait, and the thing that I was able to do with this bait, which is what I wanted when I dreamed up the concept of designing this crankbait, the action that I wanted this bait to do was not only have that hard thumping action, but to have a little bit of an erratic back and forth action within that hard thump, and we did it. It took a little time, but we did it. We got that bait to where it has that little bit of a hunting action. And when you see from the underwater footage that we're gonna show you, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. You put it up against any other crankbait out there, it is unique. I mean, and I can tell you one thing, I've had more fish absolutely engulf this bait, I mean, engulf the whole bait and eat it than any other crankbait I've ever fished. I'm talking about Little Johns, I'm talking about every other crankbait I've ever fished. There's something about the action of this crankbait that the fish absolutely eat the entire bait. They don't slap at it, they eat the whole bait. I haven't figured it out. Why? I may never figure out why, but the one thing I do know is that they eat the entire bait. Check these photos out of some of the fish that have absolutely engulfed this crankbait, and then watch closely on the underwater footage. Absolutely awesome. Check it out. Here we've got the Spro Fat John 60. We've got it in 8 colors, and this is kind of the spectrum. You got your brighter colors and you got your more translucent colors, and this is kind of how I fish it. Anytime, like in the early spring, I'm going with the Spring Craw or the Fire Tiger. Watercolor's probably a little stained because of the rain that we usually get in the springtime. These are my colors usually in the springtime. As it starts to get a little bit later in the season, get back into that stained water, I'm probably going to go to more like the citrus shad or the chartreuse black, those kind of colors. You know, good all-around colors that work throughout the year. You know, you got your cellmate and your nasty shad, your shad imitators. They work anytime there's a good light stain in the water. And then if the water gets a little bit clearer, you still want to throw that crankbait. It's got just enough color in it. Maybe you have a little wind or something like that. You want to go to your more translucent colors like your clear chartreuse or your spooky nasty. Kentucky likes a crankbait lake, you know? There he is. Good fish.
Oh, that's a good
Good golly, Miss Molly.
John.
Oh, dog.
God, what a fish. John. Boy, he ate it too, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
That is what I'm talking about right there. Look how he ate that thing, man.
Look at that. That's what you call eating.
Right. That's right.
That's what you call eating a Fat John right there.
What you got?
There he is.
Good one?
Yeah.
Good one?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a bite. Yeah, that's a good one. Good job, there, cruise missile. Nice.
He clubbed it too. So.
Oh, mate, there's another one. That's what I'm talking about. Kentucky Lake action in the mouth of these creeks.
Ooh, big spot.
Big spot. Is it really?
Yep.
Big spotted bass, and I got a largemouth. Look at this. Don't you let him break your string, man.
Got him.
Boy, it is a nice spotted bass. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Look, he's got shad coming all out of his gully.
You got another one?
Yep.
What's up with this? Oh, look at this. Come on around there, buddy. Whew. I'm going to get our boat off these things.
Another one of my spotted bass friends.
Man, you are combining them spotted bass now.
Look at that. As soon as it hit the water.
Really? That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's a largemouth too.
Another largemouth. That's a good largemouth.
Yeah.
John, y'all like the way he does that? Brings him out here where everybody can look at him. You know, he just does that tournament flop. That's what happens when you got a Bassmaster Elite Pro. He doesn't know any difference.
Yeah, that's a nice largemouth right there.
Yeah, it is.
We're right over there?
No, a little bit further than that.
Oh, daggone it. I got him that time.
You did?
Yep.
Pretty good little fish.
Oh, there's one right behind it.
Where is it? Largemouth.
Large, yeah.
You done drug all my largemouth out of there. I had them found. You drug mine out too. You sorry rascal.